It's on, ready.
Good evening, Hamel. Good evening, Khaled.
Good
First of
evening.
all, I have to tell you that I loved your film. That's for me, as I felt, is a long goodbye letter to the world.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
It's clear that the motivation and the starting point of your project come from a personal and at the same time a tragic collective experience. But for me, it's very important to understand how Purple Sea has been made. So, how your film was born? How did you make it?
Actually, I would like to thank you first for the lovely words. And as you said, it's a very personal experience, but at the same time, it's a collective experience. It wasn't only made by me as a person who experienced this tragic incident, but also with my partner Khaled, and we had lots of people around who were involved in this story. The story started actually after I arrived to Berlin, and I filmed. I mean, I filmed my trip before, but it wasn't made to make a film out of it. It was, let's say, something to keep as a memory. For me, it has been always a strange experience that I won't think that I will make it. So what happened that I decided to record it, and the film actually happened after that I realized that the camera was recording, and we've seen the footages, and we thought what to do with these footages. It's as you see, it's not usual images that we see, and it's very a different perspective. It's not even my perspective. It's not only my perspective, it's the camera perspective. And that's why we decided to just to do something out of it.
Maybe to clear this out, just about where the camera was and how.
Yeah, when I decided to film, I took different cameras. I took my mobile phone and also a small camera, and we had this waterproof camera at our place. So I decided to take it with me. And it was a long way through the road to the sea, and at some point I decided to tie the camera to my wrist. So actually that was because when I've seen seen people are filming, and I was afraid that they will see me. So it's a very small camera. Actually, it doesn't have a screen in it. So it's like it's an action camera. I could tie it to my wrist and hide it under my sleeve. And when the boat sank, it was actually the moment that I wasn't in control of the camera anymore, because there was something more important for me I wanted to survive, and that's something so I didn't look at the camera if it's filming or not. But then yes, I mean, it was filming. So
Yes, but you are in the credits. You are the two directors of Purple Sea. How did you work together? How did you share the work making your film? For example, during the editing process or other way. Just let me know how you collaborated to do the film.
So, I mean, I was waiting for Amel in Berlin. When she came safe, she told me about the camera. She told me about that the camera was filming, and she opened up the footages, and there were so much many. I mean, I think it was like 4 hours or something like that. I couldn't watch it. It took me 1 year, exactly 1 year, to watch all the footages. And for Amal, it was in the opposite direction. I mean, she was very much interested of seeing what the camera filmed to I don't know to retrieve the
To just to just to compare it with what I have seen. Is it? Yeah, it's. I think it's a kind of also facing the what happened, facing the trauma, facing the everything, and for me it was very important to see it with Khaled also. It was really like I wanted to share the trip with him. Like the when I wanted to film, I thought that I would love him to see this
crossing.
experience, the crossing. I didn't imagine that this will happen. Like there will be an incident or something. I know it was hard, very hard on him, on me of course, but in a different level.
But this is what you, I mean, your curiosity towards the footages. This is what helped me at the end to watch them all. But also it was watching without knowing what to do with it, because both of us, especially Amel, wanted to see what kind of legal actions could be taken from those footages. I mean, they stayed in the water for 2 hours in the seawater. And we went there. It was a little bit. It was too complicated. We didn't know where this case could go. Then we contacted forensic architecture, who their work is to investigate mass crime violation towards human rights accidents. And during all this time we had a partner with us. We had Pong, which is the producer of the films. They are dear friends. They knew us before. They were involved in the story from the beginning. When the accident of the boat happened, I was with them trying all the possible way to figure out how Amel could come, because at that time, I mean, when I knew it from Amel, she was already in Greece, and we tried to figure out how to come to Berlin and all this stuff. So after 1 year, Amal actually has decided to make the film after going to all these paths. And for me, it was like a great opportunity to retrieve what I missed to live with her. So I joined, and Pong has joined, and
I think both we had the urge to work on what happened. Each one from his or her own perspective. For me, it was really important to talk about the personal experience, like.
Yes. Actually, I think that one of the possibly for me the strongest point of the film is your decision to use your voice off, not as a comment of what we were watching on the screen, but more as a sort of a internal voice, a voice from the soul. Why did you adopt this style that similar or close to the poetry or visual art?
Actually, I love poetry, and and also I think there is. I mean, of course, facts are really important, but it's there. Everybody can see it. Everybody knows about it. It's not something new I will bring with me. The horror, the everything. I mean, one could imagine at least, but it was really important for me as like someone who experienced this to speak about the mental status I went through. Like what will happen to a person through this time, which is a very long time for someone who is in the water, and who about. I mean, it's nothing about. It's about everything. It's politics. It's personal. It's different layers, but that's why I really like to kind of bring it together. And it wasn't only my text. It's both of us wrote it, and I tried also to reflect Khaled's position in this, to talk about the a absent person who I'm looking forward to see. So it's kind of all together.
But to be honest, it took us like some time to reach to that very 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 core point of speaking about the mental status of someone who is trying to survive her life. Definitely at the beginning we were so much angry, so we wanted to know the exact, especially me because I was absent, and even for Amal, I mean the all the all the facts that led to that incident. We wanted to blame someone, so we thought of really a very political direction. But at the end of the day, after all this struggle and needs, and you come to a point and you think like, okay, the one who is in the water, what is care about the most? It's nothing, I guess. We felt, I mean, Amal, when she started to talk about her mental status, like, yes, it's, you think of your past, you think of your present, you think of your future, you think of everything. It's like a life comes to you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As a videotape.
Well, thank you very much for your answer, for your film before, and then for your answers. And have a nice screening at the festival.
Thank you so
That
much.
would be-
It
thank
will
you so
be,
much.
yeah, it
Would
will be
be-
great. I mean, with those times, we are. At the beginning, we thought like, oh my God, it's gonna be not. It will be online, but now we appreciate it so much that life's still going while we are still at home.
Yeah, it's really
So-
it's something great. Yeah.
So thank you so much.
And hope to see you in person soon.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.